about all the other champions in that division? You got Scott Quigg, Carl Frampton, Guillermo Rigondeaux.
I'm gonna get the opportunity, boy. You working your ass off, don't you?
Hey, that's what we do. That's what we do.
Dante's Boxing Nation. I see it, baby. Y'all the man.
That's what it is.
I love what you're doing for boxing.
Thank you,
man.
Don't
stop. Keep on going strong. Keep on going hard. A lot of big fights coming this year. A lot of big fights.
Hi, this is Brittany Madison, and you're watching Dante's Boxing Nation.
Dante's Boxing Nation, what's going on, guys? So it was just reported earlier today that Bob Arum, who had his mind set on possibly matching up Manny Pacquiao with the likes of a Kell Brook or an Amir Khan, found out today that Manny Pacquiao, he has no interest in fighting any other fighters but Floyd Mayweather. Guys, it sounds to me like Manny Pacquiao doesn't mind getting into the ring, making himself look even worse by losing to Floyd Mayweather twice and riding off into the sunset with a big ass bag of money. You know, it's something else, because the more and more Team Pacquiao speaks to the media, the more ironic the narrative becomes, right? I mean, just think about this for a second. Right after the fight, Floyd Mayweather walks over to Manny Pacquiao. He embraces him, shows him a lot of respect. Manny Pacquiao is talking to Floyd Mayweather. He has this huge grin on his face, right? I mean, if you looked at them carrying on, it looked like they were best friends. So then Floyd Mayweather, he does his interview with Jim Gray. He starts to praise Manny Pacquiao even more. Oh man, he's a good fighter. I understand why he's considered one of the best, etc., 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 right? Now, after Manny Pacquiao just did all that grinning and this big, huge smile that he was showing to Floyd Mayweather, he counters Floyd Mayweather with the contrary. He basically says, well, he did nothing. I thought I won the fight. All he did was move, move, move. You know, just straight sour grapes, right? Now, for you to sit over here and say Floyd Mayweather did nothing, number one, all he did was move, move, move. Now, Manny Pacquiao was saying this leading up to the fight. And then he says it after he loses in the fight as well. So, Manny, if you're saying that you didn't like the way that Floyd Mayweather fought, as if his style didn't meet your standards, right? Why do you want a rematch? Why do you want a rematch? He's going to do the same thing again. So why do you want a rematch, Manny Pacquiao? Hell, that's like me going to an amusement park, me going to Magic Mountain or something, and I say, man, these rides are boring, the lines are too damn long, the customer service is terrible. And then my friend says, hey, you want to go again next weekend? Hell yeah, I want to go, right? This is Manny Pacquiao. And you know the Manny Pacquiao fans are even worse, because they'll sit over here and tell you the fight was boring. Oh man, if I'm gonna pay that kind of money, I want to see this and I want to see that. That was a waste of my money, and so on and so forth, right? The Manny Pacquiao fans, they continue to say the fight was boring. Soon as Floyd Mayweather says, you know what, I changed my mind. I'm not gonna fight this guy. He's too disrespectful. You know, he doesn't want to give credit when credit is due, etc., etc., etc. Soon as Floyd Mayweather says this, then those same fans that said the fight was boring, now they're saying, look at Floyd Mayweather. He doesn't want the rematch. Floyd is scared to give him a rematch now, right? Wait a minute. I thought you guys didn't want to watch the fight. Weren't you guys the ones saying the fight was boring and this and that? You know, what's interesting is the president of the Philippines and Manny Pacquiao's advisor, Michael Kantz, they are against what Manny Pacquiao wants to do. They want him to retire. The president himself said, why don't you leave while you're ahead? Meaning, he doesn't believe that Manny Pacquiao can beat Floyd Mayweather, right? With Michael Kantz wanting him to retire, that means He doesn't believe that Manny Pacquiao could beat Floyd Mayweather. Like I just said, why didn't these guys ask for Manny Pacquiao to retire after Manny Pacquiao lost to Tim Bradley? They didn't ask for him to retire then because they thought that he was better than Bradley. They thought he could beat Bradley if he had a rematch with Bradley. They don't believe he can beat Floyd Mayweather, right? Something else that I just thought about right now. When Manny Pacquiao lost to Tim Bradley, for 2 whole years after that fight, Manny Pacquiao said, I'm not going to fight Tim Bradley again because we know that I won the first fight. Everyone knows that I won the first fight. Therefore, I'm not going to fight him again, right? So if that's the case, why isn't he saying the same thing when it comes to Floyd Mayweather? You said you won the fight. You said you won the fight by 2 rounds. So why aren't you saying the same thing you said after the Bradley fight? Now, see, in the Bradley fight, like I said, once again, it took 2 years for the rematch. Manny Pacquiao was in a situation where he had to either fight Ruslan Provodnikov or he could fight Tim Bradley in a rematch. He decided to fight Tim Bradley. But once again, it raises the question, why didn't you say the same thing after you lost to Floyd Mayweather? There's no reason for me to fight him. It took him 2 years to get back in the ring with Tim Bradley. Why does he want to get right back in the ring with Floyd Mayweather? You said you won the fight, right? I mean, the only people that disagree with you are, of course, the actual judges, your biggest supporter, Jim Lampley, Max Kellerman, Roy Jones, the whole Showtime commentating team, and the rest of the world, right? Not including the decafs. But one thing I will say that will surprise you guys is, even though I'm not too crazy about a rematch, I wouldn't be surprised if the rematch actually is a different fight. I still believe Floyd Mayweather will win, but there's a possibility that the fight could be more dramatic due to the approval that Manny Pacquiao is looking for when it comes to his country. He has his country on his back. Manny Pacquiao won't tell people this because he's being a poor sport right now, but Manny Pacquiao feels deep down he let a lot of people down. And I wouldn't be surprised if Manny Pacquiao went to his dressing room and started bawling tears. I wouldn't be surprised if once he got on the airplane or once he got home in his bedroom, he started to cry. And listen, there's nothing wrong with it. Maybe he did, maybe he didn't. You know, this is all just speculation, of course. But the point that I'm making is Manny Pacquiao knew how important it was to win this fight. He knew that everything was on the line when it came to this fight right here. Freddie Roach was telling the media that Manny understands how big this fight is. Manny knows he has to win this fight. This is for all the marbles, right? Imagine if Muhammad Ali never beat Joe Frazier, but he had a good excuse to use, right? Do you think anyone would care that he had an excuse for why he never beat Joe Frazier? No, nobody cares about the excuse. If Sugar Ray Leonard never beat Duran, Hearns, do you honestly think it would make a difference because he told you why he didn't beat them? Once it goes into the history books, only thing fans remember is who won the fight. As the years go on, fans forget about excuses, but they never forget about who won the fight. You don't believe me? I'll prove it to you. Did you guys know that Tommy Hearns had an excuse when he got knocked out by Marvin Hagler? Do you even remember what the excuse was? Now, I know it's some of you guys that do know, but the point that I'm making is the vast majority of you guys don't know, didn't even know he had an excuse. All you remember is him getting knocked out by Marvin Hagler, right? Marvin Hagler's excuse was one of his cornermen was giving him a massage before the fight, and that relaxed him too much. That was excuse number one, by the way. The second and biggest excuse was that he broke his hand when in the first round when he was fighting against Marvin Hagler. Now, legitimate excuse or not, once again, the point that I'm making is a lot of people, they do not remember excuses. They only remember who won. Now, before I end this video, I do want to talk about the options that Bob Arum put on the table for Manny Pacquiao. I think it would be better for Manny Pacquiao's career. Now, of course, financially, it'll be better for him to hold out and wait around for a Mayweather rematch. Okay, financially, yes. But legacy-wise, I don't know if that's a smart thing to do, because if you go in there, if you get blown out again, even worse in a rematch, that makes Manny Pacquiao look extremely overrated, right? The fight, the most important fight of Manny Pacquiao's career, he couldn't beat Floyd Mayweather. And possibly, he couldn't even beat Floyd Mayweather with 2 tries. He struggled 4 times against Marquez, got knocked out the last time, and then he got dominated by Mayweather. And you want to get back in the ring, make it even worse than that, Manny Pacquiao? You know what I think Manny Pacquiao should do? I think he should go after the other fighters in the division or retire. But retiring right now, it doesn't really help your legacy. I mean, don't get me wrong, he's definitely a Hall of Famer. But what I'm saying is, if Manny Pacquiao could go in there and beat some of the top-notch welterweights, that would give fans something far more better to remember towards the end of Manny Pacquiao's career. I find it interesting because, in a way, Manny Pacquiao, he made his name off of facing Floyd Mayweather's previous opponents, right? So if you did that before, why not do it now? Let's see you fight some of Floyd Mayweather's opponents now, like Robert Ghost Guerrero, like Canelo Alvarez, Marcos Maidana. Let's see how Manny Pacquiao does against these fighters. I mean, either you do that, or once again, you just sell off with your big ass bag of money and just be known as the fighter that lost the fight of the century. Let's see what he ends up doing. I'm on to the next one.